Diggs has it. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now Cousins. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he's got this down to the 35. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Gone.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the catch made by Johnson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They didn't exactly show patience there, did they? And compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
He's going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Cousins now. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook following the penalty. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Get high! Lady! Hey, Ringo, 48!
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Cousins on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Here we go!
Cousins to throw it. Caught by Cobb. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Now Cousins on 4th down. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. On 2nd and 9, Foles. That one complete. He finds Sharp. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Come on now. Hey, watch it. Go. Check, crunch. 22 jet bombers. Down to hit.
Foles. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Fournette. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd and 7, Foles got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Get ready.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A good comeback there after the penalty, 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
It's 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You ain't going nowhere. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now Foles. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Following the interception, Cousins lets it fly deep for Cobb. And this is caught inside the 5. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Mike 58, right there. On the ball.
They try again with Cook, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
Yeah, they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
And goal at the 1-yard line.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Running for it, here's Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll set up a throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
I'm here all day. Sponge! Let's go, great. Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
They'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
No gain on this defense, no gain. Check 4, under.
Now back to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up. Hey, Kaden. 55, my God, 55. Hey, check.
Here's 2nd and 8. The open man is Westbrook. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, 43 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
the mirrors back and go full strength.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Now the ball comes loose, and the Jags grab it.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
On the ball. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Show it up. Show it up. Under 10. Under 10. 10. What is this?
They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
What we got? What we got? What we got? Go, go. 54 is Mike. Yes. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Hey, Alpha.
Here's Foles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll give Fournette another crack. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal.
Hey, sound one. Hey, Foxtrot. Mike, 54.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that was knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on third and goal.
54, Mike. Here we go, D. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Here's Fournette. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So on fourth down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Lambo is good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
He's not going to get me.
Play fake, Cousins. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense, it's going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
They go play action. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A first down throw for Cousins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Give to Cook out of the gun. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw, Cousins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Play action now. Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's make these babies cry.
To throw is Cousins. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that will get them 1 closer.
38, Vikings 28.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Fournette. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. a give to Fournette. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
44 to Mike. 44 to Mike.
Cousins to throw. And Diggs has it.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
44 to Mike. 44 to
Here's Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
From the gun, it's a give to Cook.